morning, this is Bob Mason from FX Empire and welcome to the daily crypto tech review of Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin and Ripple's XRP. Looking at the MACDs, the moving averages, today's support, resistance and pivot levels and the Fibonacci's. It is Tuesday the 9th of March. Jumping straight into Bitcoin against the US dollar and the hourly candlesticks, bullish start to the day here. Bitcoin's already broken through the first major resistance level, sitting at 53,439. Going to need to hold above that first major resistance level to take a run at the second major resistance level, sitting at 54,479. In the event of an extended rally, should see Bitcoin test resistance at 55 before any pullback. A fall through the first major resistance level and back through the pivot at 51,404 would bring the first major support level at 53,604 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Bitcoin should stay well clear of sub 50 levels. Second major support level sits at 48,329. Looking at the MACD, we've got a widening of the bullish histograms through the morning, supporting this early upside. On the EMA, the 50 is also pulling away from the 100 and the 200. Also a bullish signal for the morning. So key through the early part of the day, avoid a fallback through the first major resistance level to break through to 54,000 levels to then bring 55,000 levels into play. Failure to do that, and you could see a pullback later in the day. Moving across to Ethereum against the US dollar, also bullish start to the day. Going to need to Ethereum avoid a fall through the pivot at 1781 to take a run at the first major resistance level, saying at 1898. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ethereum to break out from this morning's high at 1858.31. So barring an extended crypto rally through the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 1900 to cap any upside. In the event of an extended rally, should see Ethereum test resistance at 2000 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 1961. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 1718 into play. Barring an extended crypto sell-off on the day, Ethereum should stay clear of sub 1700s. Second major support level sits at 1601. Looking at the MACD, we saw a widening of the bullish histogram in the early part of the day, but a narrowing at the time of the recording. So that's given you a slight pullback on the morning high. On the EMAs, however, the 50 has continued to move away from the 100 and the 200, which is a bullish signal. So keep through the early part of the day, avoid a fall through the pivot at 1781 and break out from this morning's high, 1858.31, to bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that and support levels will come into play. Moving across to Litecoin against the US dollar, it's been a bullish start to the day. Going to need to see Litecoin avoid a fall through the pivot at 192 to take another run at the first major resistance level and 23.6% fib at 195. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Litecoin to break out from this morning's high at 195.21 to take a run at the second major resistance level at 198. In the event of an extended rally, should see Litecoin test resistance at 200 before any pullback. A fall through the pivot will bring the first major support level at 189 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Litecoin should stay clear of sub 180s. Second major support level at 186 should limit the downside. Looking at the MACD, we have a widening of the bullish histograms through the early part of the day, supporting the early upside. On the EMA, the 50 continues to move away from the 100 and the 200, also a bullish signal. So key through the early part of the day, avoid a fall through the pivot at 192, break back through the 23.6% fib and first major resistance level at 195 to then bring the second major resistance level and 200 levels into play. Failure to do that and you'll have support levels coming into play. Finally, looking at Ripple's XRP against the US dollar, also bullish start. Going to need to see Ripple's XRP avoid a fallback through the pivot at 0.4732 to take a run at the first major resistance level, staying at 0.4908. Going to need to see support from the broader market for Ripple's XRP to break out from yesterday's high, that was at 0.48957. So barring an extended crypto rally on the day, expect that first major resistance level and resistance at 0.5 to cap any upside. In the event of a breakout, should see Ripple's XRP test resistance at 0.51 before any pullback. Second major resistance level sits at 0.5072. A fallback through the pivot would bring the 38.2% fib at 0.4632 and the first major support level at 0.4568 into play. Barring an extended sell-off on the day, Ripple's XRP should stay clear of sub 0.45s. Second major support level sits at 0.4392. Looking at the MACDs, we've got a narrowing of the bearish histograms and a possible bullish cross there, so keep an eye on that this morning. On the EMA, the 50s holding its ground against the 100 and the 200, so nothing conclusive as yet on that. So key through the early part of the day, avoid a fall through the pivot, 0.4732, and break back through 0.485 levels in yesterday's high to then bring resistance levels into play. Failure to do that, and support levels will come into play.